So, hi. So, we are waiting for our guest to join in. Just give us a couple of minutes. Hi, Miss Blessy, can you hear me? Are you there? Let's wait. Okay, great. Hi,
Hi, Nita.
hi. Okay, perfect. I can hear you perfectly. You can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great. So let's start this live session. Hello, everyone. I'm Neeta from the IQ and Reasoning Academy. So we take a lot of IQ boosting activities for kids, but I think IQ is just one aspect of grooming a child. There are so many other things, and our aim is to kind of help each other groom a child holistically. That is why this thought of interacting with parents so that we can learn from each other, share each other's challenges, and eventually get on with this parenting journey with each other's tips. So do like our YouTube channel where this live will be posted. That is IQ and Reasoning Academy. And also the Instagram handle. Do like, subscribe, and follow us for more such IQ and overall grooming tips. So today we have Miss Blessy with us. She's a superhero mom too. And Miss Blessy, please tell us about you, something about yourself.
Well, I'll just say I'm a simple human being. I'll just start with that. But yes, I became a mom and I realized I have responsibilities. And that's how things started. So I was sitting on my mat leave. I was working at that time. I was into HR. And when I realized that I can't go out and work, now, there was this friend of mine, her name is Sonia, and she said, you do so many things. Why don't you make a rule pad for me? So that's how Kadlicious officially started. I mean, I used to make a lot of crochet things and stuff, but I never did it in terms of actually earning something out of it. But then, based on her suggestions and she giving me her first order to me, we started with rule pads, moved on to tutu dresses, then small booties and stuff. And then I realized that we can do more. And then I started getting a lot of orders on crochet and clothes, and everybody, some friend or the other, coming up saying, "Okay, make this for me, make this that for me." And my child has always been my model when it comes to trying my stuff on. So that's there, and it's been 6 long years. We have had our ups and downs, but yes, we stand straight and strong.
Amazing.
And we've got a lot of help from this community, so that's where.
Okay, that's amazing. So all your products, like, is it own? Do you manufacture it? Like, is it own self? manufacture, or do you get it from somewhere?
Most of the clothes that we make, whether it is cotton clothes or whether it is crochet clothes specifically, are self manufactured. So the bigger dresses or shawls or carpets, these things I make it myself. So that's why the time taken could be a minimum of 1 month to 3 4 months at a stretch, because it's cotton wool that we are using, and then we have to source it from places which is not Hyderabad. Hyderabad is not a cold city, so we don't really get the kind of wool that we want, that people demand. And I do take a lot of bespoke orders. So these things I do, and then I have a small number of people, 2 3 people, who have recently started working with me post COVID. So they had lost their jobs as tailors or probably seamstresses. So I kind of collected. They're all situated in various cities. So whenever I get a bulk order, I reach out to them and they finish the orders for me. So the designing part is mine. I don't do the stitching. I've never done stitching except for trying my hands on the designs, but otherwise, official orders is always an expert tailor or a seamstress doing that.
Okay,
Yeah, I
that's
have
amazing.
curated. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, what I was wanting to say was, many of us have these hobbies, but not all of us are able to channelize them into the way that you have done it. So we all have these little
Mhm.
things in us, but you have found a way to really scale this up, isn't it?
Not really scaled it. I would definitely want to take it to the level that I have in mind. Luckily, initially when I started, the best part was there's this group on FB. I'm not very sure if it's still there or not, but then a lot of people, whether it's a group of Hyderabadi moms, because yeah, I am based in Hyderabad, and so all these moms came together. We were a support group. So there were a lot of bakers, home bakers there, people like me who make clothes stuff. There were others who were making Montessori toys, wooden stuff. So we all helped each other. And anybody, there's a baby shower happening, there is some other god bharai happening, could be anything. But then, if somebody is doing something, then we will kind of give our products over there. Sometimes just to market ourselves, so it will be free. Sometimes it will be based on a nominal charge because we want to definitely get our stuff on. So the community helped a lot. So that's how we could be able to leverage ourselves for something. So that's, I'm always going to be indebted to those people around me. I mean, some of them are watching us right now. I can see their names here.
Amazing.
So yes.
That's a wonderful story, and I'm sure it inspires many of us to, get on with. See, every journey starts small. Everything is small. You just have to keep going at it persistently, believe in what you're doing, and just carry on, and that is how it grows. That
Exactly.
echoes my story as well, in a way. Okay, so tell me, how is your son, right? 9-year-old
Mhm.
son. So how is he
Yes.
as a person? Is he naughty? Is he the obedient kind? Is he shy? How is he?
He is definitely obedient, yes, naughty to the core. So he
Okay.
started as a very gentle kid himself. I mean, he had it in him to be nice and cool, and when they are just 2 years old and 3 years old, we can always role model him within the house, and we can tell them, you just do this, and they will just do what we are doing. But the minute the 3 year mark goes off, they have their own peers. They have people from the building, they have people from the school, and they're like, okay, if the other kid can get away from by it, so then why can't I? Why does my mama has to stop me, or my dad has to stop me? So, and then there is always this level of a kind of stage that they go through when, like the 3 year age, when they are very adamant, no, I won't give, I won't share. And then 4 years wherein they want to share their toys and they want to explore more and go out and walk. 5 years, the age when they say they really ask questions. Every question is like, why? And you have to discover answers. Sometimes we don't know the answer, then we are finding out those answers for them. So yeah, Zian is my son's name, and he's been really naughty and very, very naughty. And then he's very hyperactive. One of the
Okay.
reasons why I, agreed to come over here when you gave me this opportunity is handling a kid who's hyperactive. is very difficult, because the minute you tell them, especially whenever you're trying to discipline them, and the minute you tell them that, no, Zian, and he's like, why? Now, the kind of why is more into, you have to give them a valid reason where their brains are going to process them. Because as a kid, he's 8.5, about to be 9 in June, and he won't be able to process probably the morality of it, probably the danger of doing a long jump at this point of time, where the distance vary more. He'll be like, no, I'll not get hurt. In fact, when he's ill and I tell them, okay, you cannot have an ice cream because you're coughing or probably sneezing, he'll like, why? I'll have medicine, I'll get okay. So in his tiny brain, it is very fine to, get ill and get a medicine and have it. The kind of things that we as adults talk about, prevention, that's not there in their brains. So making them understand the, action versus cause and versus reaction, that is how the parenting journey starts. And each time you have to be patient. If you start shouting and screaming, we are going to get children who are going to grow up like that. And I'm sorry, I am a very what do you call that? I'm totally against patriarchy. So that's how I am. I can be wrong, I can be right. I'll leave the audience to judge that if they want to judge. But I have seen that we have been raised that way. If I go back and I am still afraid of opening my mind to my parents, probably because I'll say, oh my God, what are they going to think? If I had long hair, so there are times when I keep chopping my hair off, and my mother will give me those rolling eye look, like, okay, there goes your hair again. And if she's no more, but then if she sees me now with such short hair, she'll definitely not be happy. So while we all love our parents, and our parents are the best people who take care of us and think about us without any kind of conditions, these are generational stuff which I wanted to change. So I did not want Zian to focus everything that he decides on what mama or papa is going to think about. I wanted to give him the freedom of thinking for himself and making the right choices. Yeah, he's open to make mistakes. I'm human being, so I'll make mistakes. He should make human mistakes also. We as adults cannot keep saying that I told you so. That's how we grew up. That's how I grew up. But this I told you so should go away from our vocabulary. So that is there. If you want me to continue on this, Zian is a very intelligent child. But whatever he does, whether he goes to school or, he can reproduce that orally very well. But the minute you ask him to write, sometimes the hand starts paining, or else he is hungry exactly at the moment when he's supposed to write something. Half of the unit exams or formative assessment is what they call at school. He'll give the paper blank, and not because he doesn't know the answer. The teachers will call me up and tell me, he said, ma'am, I'm bored. I didn't write. Who wanted to write 2 pages? So making him sit and understand, specifically after the pandemic break, when they had lost this habit of writing, was a task. I have lost my temper. I have lost my patience. Somehow I have controlled. And the idea, I read books, or probably have joined so many FB groups or something. There's Maria Montessori to guide me, at least through her books. So what I've understood is that if I cannot control my emotions, I cannot control a child's emotions. So if something is beyond me, I just leave the physical premise at that time. Because if you're in front of something that is triggering your anger or the child's anger, we'll definitely lose our momentum, and we'll probably throw things, we'll shout, or people will hit, and that's not what gentle parenting is all about. So we need to control how we behave. So because next time this happens, Zian should be learning from me. Oh, mama was also angry, and what did mama do at that time? So these days, he also has come down on the shouting part. I won't say he's completely stopped, it's still a long way to go. But then he would stomp his feet. He will go to his room. After I just wait at eye level. Sometimes I kneel down because see, for a kid we are giants. We are like this tall, looking down on them with a very bad face at that time. So I come down to his eye level and I tell them, "See, it's okay. Go if you want to go, or we'll talk. We'll talk when you calm down." So he goes there, washes his face, comes down. Okay, Mama, I'm angry at you. And he'll say it in this very crispy tone, and there's no mincing words and all with him. And then we'll sit and discuss. There are times when he will cry, he will have a meltdown, but then I'll listen and I'll tell them. So the idea is, it's not a parent's ego here. It's not an I told you so. Okay, Zian, sit down because I want you to sit down. Don't watch TV because I don't want you to watch TV. There has to be a logical answer to this. He needs to understand too much of TV is bad for his eyes, too much of mobile is bad for his brains, for his focus. And as a hyperactive kid, he doesn't like to sit idle. So
Right.
that's something that we are working on. I have to keep on inventing things for him to do. So that's an everyday thing. I have got help from his teachers, wherein there's a lot of scientific activities that they send home for us to, do and all. So that's where it goes. Um,
Okay.
I'd
So
like
I
you to
wanted
ask
to
me questions. Uh-huh. Tell
Yes.
me.
So now, kids, they just drive us to a point where it is, we are also human beings, right? So they drive us to a point where, we just inevitably yell or shout or remove our frustration. So at that point, what do you do exactly? Do you walk away from that room, from that situation, from that place? Just walk away.
Yes.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, 90% of the time I walk away. Yes, I won't say I am like that 100% successful gentle parenting mom. No, there could be one instance maybe in 3 months, because I have been training myself also all these years. So I have reached at a level wherein I really don't yell. But yes, one or two occasions in like 3-4 months, there will be certain times when I don't have any option. Like, for example, the most recent one wherein I couldn't control my outburst was, it was his final exams, and he hates social studies because, again, not because he doesn't like the subject, but because that's the subject which has the most number of answers he has to write. Writing is his weak point. So he's like, I know this. I'm going to tell ma'am that she can ask me a question orally, and I'm not going to write the paper. And then I lost it because I have been behind him from 12 in the afternoon till around 10:30 in the night, when the next day is the exam, asking him to study, making him things that he like. I bake a lot, so I was baking. I was making his favorite normal general dinner lunch stuff, cookies, and all, basically whatever he asked me to. It could be termed as a bribe also. I mean, it was typical calm dam, dandabed, everything, but nothing worked. Literally nothing worked. He was like, no, I'm not writing. And then I was like, if you won't write, how do you do spelling? Mama, ask me the spellings orally. So things like Jahangir Art Gallery, he's sitting there and he's saying Jeha. And that's not how it works. So
Yes.
I yelled, and then I lost it, and I yelled big time. I mean, I yelled for 15 continuous minutes. And then while yelling, I told him to move away from the room instead of normally me just walking out calmly. And then after that 15 minutes of, it was probably my channeling of my energy, my bad negative energy. I came back and I said, I just simply requested, Zian, please study. This is the one time that you have to really write, and then that's about it. Tomorrow you don't have to do this. Exams are kindly almost over, second last subject. And you know what he told me? तो इतना सीधा सा बोल देना था ना. And I was like, I mean, seriously, what else was I saying since the past 12 hours? So probably, I don't know. And he just sat down. Yeah, he made a fuss. He was whining a little bit. But he was definitely not behaving the way he behaved earlier. And then I said my opposite. See, one of the main things of gentle parenting is also apologizing when you are wrong.
Right.
And I was wrong. So when I screamed or yelled, I was wrong. So I said, see, I also lost my cool just like you do, or sometimes Papa does, or other people. But I'll try not to repeat it. And then he said, yeah, Mama, I understand. So that was it. Yeah. And after that, it's been 2 months, 1.5 months by now. And yes, we have not repeated that episode.
No, no,
So
I can completely understand as a mother what you must be going through because most mothers go through this, simple things that kids somehow don't understand. We try our best to make them understand, but I'm not sure from their perspective what they think and why they don't get it.
they
It's just,
test boundaries. What they
yeah,
actually do is test
completely,
boundaries. I mean, I can
completely.
do this much more. Will they agree? I mean, is this okay? Can I just plead? This is what they go in their mind. So, yeah.
Okay. The second thing I wanted to understand from you was, so what do you do to keep him busy? So, I think most kids around here, if we don't engage them in anything, irrespective of the kid, if he's hyperactive or he's active or he's lazy or however he is, if we don't engage him in anything, him or her, then they are going to resort to the screen, which is ultimately not what we want. So, what are
Right.
your ideas of keeping him engaged?
Zian being a more of a physical loving person, as in he needs to have those physical energy go out. So till for any which ways he is in school, and once he comes back, rests a little bit. We spend time talking about what really happened in the school, what we did. Then he goes down in the building compound wherein he cycles. Then there are other friends whom he talks about runs. So, I mean, it's free play. After the cycling part, it is free play. So he chooses the time how much he wants to spend there with the friends, or just coming home and doing something. And then once he's back, I would have preferred a routine wherein he comes back, has his bath, and starts his homework. But I don't force him on this particular thing. He comes back, and if he feels like at that time he does his homework. If he doesn't, that's exactly the time that 7ish, 7 p.m. onwards is the time when I start cooking. So I
Okay.
get into the kitchen, and he loves helping me in the kitchen because he likes cooking himself. Baking is something that I allow him to do on his own, but the other cooking, yeah, tea and stuff he makes. So I ask him to peel some potatoes or some carrots, and cutting, chopping, because he's a Montessori kid. He's been doing ever since he was 3 years old.
Okay.
So we talk a lot. That's again an extended talking and spending time activity. And then we spend the 30 minutes to 1 hour in the kitchen wherein we are doing some of the other work between
Okay.
us. And then we get back in, and then I start the cajoling part wherein I have to ask him to do his homework, because anytime any school work comes, he's like, Mama, one experiment, Mama, one painting is left, I'll first do the painting. So these are time. See, end of the day, we have to choose our battles. There's no point in
Yeah.
shouting or screaming at him when it can be done without it. I mean, what will I lose if he does the homework a little later rather than if he wants to do a painting work? So
Mm.
that's what. And if his father is at home, then they like to play chess. So
Okay.
that's what they do. I don't like chess. I'm more into more Ludo kind of stuff, or maybe dominoes or Jenga types. So while they're doing that, I come back. We have dinner, and then we again sit and play. We have a lot of board games at home, so we play that. He, as I earlier said, he likes experimenting. So he has this lot of STEM activity kits at home. We keep buying, or he gets it from his school, either way around. So that also something he does, and or else he uses things that he have studied in school, and he makes those stuff. Probably most recent, he in December he made a traffic signal, a complete working model of a traffic signal. So
Amazing.
yeah, that's part of his curriculum in school. So I'm sure most of his classmates also did. But yes, what I liked is he did not take my help in this, or his dad's.
Okay.
He took all the cardboard and stuff, so and painted and all the wiring, joining bulb, everything he did. So yeah, that's how he spends his time. Then there are days when he'll ask me, okay mama, give me the laptop. So it's not that he is basically a no screen child, but these days, because he's going to school and they discuss certain videos that they are doing or watching, so he'll take my permission and then I give him 1 hour of screen time, and which is again under parental control. So he watches that and that's it. So the day is done. It's 10 in the night and sleep is time.
Time to sleep. Okay. So I think, the key takeaway is that we as parents need to devote time. It can never be a easy way around that, we are doing our things and we expect kids to do their things. They will do their
No,
things for some time, but they are not going to do their things for a prolonged period of time. We need to devote time to them. We need to sit with them, play with them, talk to them, engage them in something. But we need to devote
exactly.
time.
Yes, always. I mean, especially this age. See, after they are teenagers, they that time they don't want parents. But before they are teenagers, we have to be with them. They have to be engaged. If they are not physically in front of us, then at least some activity, maybe a skating class. A lot of people take up Q math, or what IQ reasoning is doing, logical reasoning stuff. Anything, as long as they are engaged either mentally or physically, as long as their focus is concentrated on something productive, they need to be there. And then we have to be there, because without us, who will guide them? So we
Exactly.
have to be role models. So yeah, it is that main thing is we have to be engaged, we have to be with them, we
To be
cannot
there.
leave them.
One last question. So, how do you balance your business, your other baby that you want to grow, and your child?
My other baby is a very slow and steady process, because I am like full time involved with Zian. My other baby takes precedence only during festivals, or any kind of an event that I am doing. So let's say Diwali is coming and I get a lot of festive clothing orders. So at that time, I focus my energy completely on designing those stuff or getting those stuff done. Summers, normally I do a beachwear collection during this season. I was not keeping well last month, so I'm still not well technically. So that's why my beachwear collection is cancelled for this year.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Jan to March is the time when I keep on doing my crochet stuff and doing a lot of into that thing. It's not going to be there this year, probably 1 or 2 products, that's about it. And so when I do this, I do reach out to help. So I will ask Zian's father to, stay at home at that time and try engaging him, because obviously it takes a village, right? So no man can do anything alone. So that's why.
Okay, great. Yes, I get it. So it's kind of, we have similar stories. Okay. So, just I mean, the last question in terms of, the kind of activities that we do. So basically, we do critical thinking and logical reasoning. I
Mhm.
started this, like the way you said your son was a model for your clothes. These
Mhm.
activities were a model for my child. And
Mhm.
that is how it all started, actually. It all started at home. But
Mhm.
as I see, there's very little awareness of what critical thinking is, of what logical reasoning is. I just wanted to know, what do you think about these? Are you aware that there's something like that existing in a full-fledged curriculum in the US and UK? So they have an entire reasoning module there. We don't have a lot of it here, but at least, are you aware of this topic? Do you think it helps?
It definitely helps, and I'm aware of this topic specifically because of the background of Montessori curriculum that we followed for you. I was homeschooling Zian earlier, okay, so when he was 3 years old to 6 years. So that way I had read up on it and I was aware, and then even now he goes to one of the Cambridge schools over here in Hyderabad, and they have critical thinking as a subject once a week. So that's something that I have learned, I have understood. And even the other subject, for example, if it is maths, it is not a simple, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 kind of a thing that they do. They will give you a scenario, they will give you points and stuff that they can think critically, and then they will ask a question. So you have all the data with you have the question with you have to apply that data in such a way that you can reach out to the solution. So this is
Okay.
how they teach maths, this is how they teach science. And even things like social studies, and also it is not the typical, okay, where is Delhi, where is Rashtrapati Bhavan? No, they will show things about how it really happened and how things are, and they'll make a mind map and show. So it's like it just gets drilled into your mind. So
Absolutely.
that's why I am aware of it, and it's actually a very good thing also.
Great. No, I'm glad that this is, adopted by schools. In fact, the kind of math that you're talking about, there's a competition called Math Kangaroo,
Mm-hmm.
which takes place globally, which is exactly it's an application of logic in maths,
Mm-hmm.
like the way like the way you described.
Mm-hmm.
So, you would have heard of Olympiads, right? So Olympiads are those typical hardcore mathematical questions. Math Kangaroo is logic plus math. Again, very little
Mm-hmm.
awareness in India, but taken up globally very extensively. So yes, so great. I had a wonderful time listening to you and talking to you. You shared some really great thoughts, and
Thank you so much,
thank you so
Nita. It is
much
likewise.
for sharing.
It is completely. I likewise. I enjoyed Nita as well, and I'm sure people who joined us have really got some insights over there, even when they watch this video
Yes,
on YouTube as well,
yes,
and they'll definitely reach out and take tips more. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you.
yes. Thank you so much for your time. Bye bye, and
Bye
all the
bye.
best. Bye.
Thank you. You too.